Hello, everyone. Episode 24. And again, we're always joined by Ricky Witt Jr. Rick here.
What's up, buddy?
And as always, Tom. How are you, Tommy?
Hello.
I just can't believe we're actually episode 24. 24 episode for the boys. Coming off a little hiatus here for a week. We're just getting everything together. Playoffs are kicking off. This is when things start to get hot. A lot of moving parts in the card community. Obviously, teams who have fallen off, their card prices are now plummeting. Not a secret. There's obviously a lot of top prospects that are still high, but you're starting to see a lot of guys starting to drop real heavy right now. Let's before we get to that, we will start with headlines. We got a few prospect call-ups, nothing crazy. We got Michael McGreevy recalled by the Cardinals. I believe he was like a guy who led minors in strikeouts for Mike McGreevy. I think he was very, very good. We have Cooper Pratt, big Milwaukee Brewers prospect out of nowhere, getting recalled to Double-A. Fun news for us. We got Bryce Eldridge. I mean, one of the biggest prospects in baseball now, going to the Arizona Fall League along with Jordan Lawler. So that's exciting. Kevin Alcantara called up to the Bigs. That's a big one for you, Rick. I know you were pretty surprised that he got the call over Owen Casey.
Yeah, especially like after we kind of turned the page on the last week of the season. Even Counsell said that he had no plans to bring anybody up, which again doesn't make any sense to me. I guess they probably chose Alcantara because he's already on the 40-man. I don't think Casey is yet, which obviously will happen here in short order. But I think that just made it a little bit, it just made it a little bit easier with roster flexibility just to bring Alcantara up.
Yeah, especially with the Rule 5. I mean, it's coming to the point you got to protect him, obviously, in any case. Next call-up, a huge one. We actually adore him. Jackson Jobe getting called up for the Tigers in a late run. He, I believe, he should be able to make the playoffs, right? Playoff roster, or not enough games.
I'm sure of. He's only pitched one inning.
Game 3 innings. Yeah, 3 innings.
Yeah, he looks. But on another case, he looked fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, 3 no-hit innings. It's awesome.
Yeah, he looked great. We actually have a really cool sale that I would like to talk about real quick in the headlines. We actually have Paul Goldschmidt, Superfractor Bowman First Auto, being sold on Golden recently. I saw it on an Instagram post. I would like you guys to let me know if this is too high, just right where it needs to be, or too low. His Bowman First sold for $49,410. Wow. What are we feeling? Too low, right where it needs to be, or too high?
I mean, realistically, when you see like prices rise, they're usually never because of veterans. It's usually the hype prospects that we kind of see, your top 10, top 15, top 20. Mm-hmm. So realistically, what's going to ever drive up the price of a Goldschmidt from there? Maybe when he gets called to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, probably a Hall of Fame player, in my opinion. I mean, one of the best first basemen we've seen last however long.
Yep. I think I would say it's right in line where I would expect it to be, right? An LA Superfractor went just for 250 grand, 300 grand, something like that. Which obviously he's got all the hype train behind him for like just recency bias. But for one of the greats of our generation, the Superfractor Auto, which is something you don't see for anybody in that like 2010 to 2000, even like 16 era, like those don't hit the market very often.
I think his Bowman First was actually 2010.
Yeah,
2011, right?
2010, yeah, maybe 2011.
2010.
Yeah, I think it was the same year as Harper's.
Same year as Cesar Hernandez. That's all I know. As weird as that sounds.
It's the only reason you would need to know. The frame of reference is always Cesar Hernandez.
Oh my God, that's. I love there's people listening to
for 50 grand.
There's people listening who are like, who the fuck is Cesar Hernandez? He was an awesome second baseman, motherfucker.
Coming from
Phillies, good for like 1 year.
That's killer. But no, I really, realistically, I think 50 grand is probably worth. Like, if you ask me cold and I didn't already know, I probably would have said somewhere in that 30, 40, 50 grand range.
Yeah, I mean, and when you really look at it too, I mean, this is a 1-of-1 rookie auto of I think it was actually a PSA 10 too. This is a 1-of-1 rookie auto of one of the premier first basemen in history. You know, it's
Pure
not like
basketball
some
still, 100%.
yeah, and also one of the better college baseball players we've ever seen in our history. I mean, this guy is clearly a legend in multiple franchises. So I was actually seeing a poll on the Instagram post, and a lot of people are actually saying it was too high. Yeah, think about it. Arenado, Goldschmidt, so many other guys like Harper. I mean, I know Harper is a superstar, but these are the kind of caliber guys you look for. Mookie Betts, blah blah blah. These are like the high quality caliber guys. Manny Machado, etc., etc. That these are the people that transcended over 10 years of fucking baseball in their career to be elite players, and they've done it for so long. These are the guys you look for, and I think 50 grand is a great fucking buy, especially for a guy who played on multiple USA baseball teams and has won a world. I believe he won a World Baseball Classic, and yeah, I in my opinion, I think it's right where it should be. I'm going with Rick there. So yeah. Oh, I got a couple more. So we actually got the single A MVPs named, which is really fucking cool. I'm glad they kind of got that out there. In the Carolina League, we have brother of Jackson Churio, Jason Churio, winning the Carolina League MVP. Another one, next one, no surprise, Lazaro Montes, young phenom for the Seattle Mariners. And then for the Florida State League, Kevin McGonigal, Detroit Tiger. Dude came out of nowhere, and he's been absolutely phenomenal. Keep an eye on Kevin McGonigal. I don't think he has many cards.
He doesn't have
I
a
don't
Bowman
think he has
first.
Wasn't he
any.
in Redemption? He was Redemption.
I don't.
Wasn't he?
I
Does
don't
he not
think he
have a
has
Bowman
any.
first?
Rick, you take a peek at that. I don't even think he had a Bowman first. And if it is, it might be a 2020 random thing.
Yeah,
And
no.
then for my last, nothing.
No.
Kevin McGonigal. And then I have two more. Actually, this is top. I'm gonna bring a little topic in after, and I forgot to add it. We have Tarek Skubal, most likely the AL Cy Young, winning the pitching triple crown. When the fuck does this happen, man? This is a fucking awesome thing. And I've barely heard about it. Not a lot of recognition there. Dude, what a fucking stud he is, man. Triple crown? The last triple crown for hitting was fucking Miguel Cabrera. Last one to do it before this was Shane Bieber for
Biebs.
pitching. So,
yeah.
Pretty fucking impressive, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's been an NL pitching triple crown winner in decades, but there's been a few in the AL.
You know what's weird, though? When you look at NL pitching, it's always guys who are they're always good strikeout guys, but not like fucking crazy good strikeout guys to the point that they're like just wipe out. I mean, Kershaw was always really great, blah, blah, blah. But like Wainwright was always there, and he was always a guy who always limited earned runs. You know, he always limited score until like later in his career. But when he's winning that earned run category, you know, a lot of the other guys are winning the strikeout category. So kind of that thing. I feel like that's kind of been a theme for that now.
Lincecum's biggest thing was his win records.
Mm-hmm.
He was always losing out on the wins.
Yeah, the old Chris
a lot of those guys that were studs. Peavy was another guy, just on bad teams, but had monster K numbers, was incredible low ERA.
AJ Burnett. Fucking love AJ Burnett. He was awesome, dude. He won me a fantasy championship.
Arrieta that couple years.
Arrieta. Dallas Keuchel. When he's on the Cubs. No, not the Cubs. He was in the when was Keuchel good? On the Astros? Astros.
Oh yeah.
That was after their NL stint. Don't forget that. Astros were in NL. My last like headline topic is someone that we actually talked about. It's a Phillies pitcher, top prospect. Who anybody guess who I'm talking about? Currently injured.
Painter.
Yes, it's Andrew Painter. So we were actually talking this on another episode. I just wanted to bring it up again. I have mentioned in recent episodes that Andrew Painter doesn't have a Bowman first auto. And Rick, you brought it up. This guy has Bowman
He
first
does.
autos.
But yeah, we had this debate
Like,
already. He has them. They're
I
just
know.
they're insanely short printed. And they're just insanely expensive.
Yeah. So we brought it up for like a hint for a minute. Tom,
Yeah.
have you ever seen these things?
When we
They're,
talk about it,
they're unicorns.
yeah,
Dude, they're
like
crazy
400,
short printed.
$500.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think, if he makes it big, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're like, I think they're like the most short printed prospect auto, like way more than
We
Harry
probably-
Harry Ford. Harry Ford's way up there, and painters are way more short printed than Harry Ford's.
Yeah. Crazy. I actually love that they do that with some players. I love that. It's fucking awesome. Sneak some fun stuff in there. But now that we're moving on, we have playoffs are here, baby. We're here. A crazy shootout today. We had a doubleheader for the Mets Braves. Something that actually it worked out for both teams, and they just completely fucked the Diamondbacks out of a playoff spot. Winners and losers of today's doubleheaders. And Tom, start it up.
My winners are Braves and Mets. Losers, Phillies. Because the Phillies, I don't like the fact that the Phillies are going to maybe see the Mets after that Brewers series. I'd rather 100% be the Diamondbacks, even though they're the highest scored team in the league. Their pitching staff is abysmal, to say the least.
Mhm.
But Mets are hot. Braves look like, even with injuries, they could still compete. So it's a little worrisome.
Yeah. Any players that are in the hobby that are winners and losers on this one?
In these games, Lindor is probably going to explode
Acuna.
after, especially not even after today. Yesterday he also went 2 for 4 with another homer.
Yeah, I agree with both. Acuna and Lindor, like fuck, dude. Acuna, when you're watching him, dude, he looks like his brother.
Yeah.
It's a very very small version.
He's awesome. And Lindor's season is historical this year. Like if it weren't for Shohei, like literally set like
It's him and Ketel
doing something
Marte.
unprecedented. Lindor is far and away the MVP. He's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
and
him and Marte
again,
were
still
both having-
continues to be undervalued in the hobby. I know
dude.
he was on our list. He's got like a $200 base chrome auto.
You know who's kind of surpassed him now is Jose Ramirez in the hobby.
Yeah, same.
I think it, and both still underrated, but like,
yeah,
for Jose Ramirez to pass Lindor, and Lindor's been that guy for a long, long time. You know,
Realistically, though, Ramirez was 1 homer away from a 40-40-40 season.
Yep.
So
I didn't even think about that. Holy
the quietest, probably one of the best seasons that we were in recent years.
What is it? 40 homers, stolen bases, and
doubles.
What? Doubles? Was it for double? Holy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. When you really look at it, Jose Ramirez is a superstar. Francisco Lindor, listen, coming into the season, because I had a Lindor rookie auto. It was from like Topps High Tech, but like, bro, I was really down on Francisco Lindor. Really down. I really was. I'll admit it. But he's really shown he's still a superstar. And he has taken the reins as the Mets superstar and just kind of take it. I think he alone, Pete Alonso still had a really great season, but he alone has really dragged them into the playoffs. And shout out to Francisco Lindor.
Without a doubt, they're probably maybe a 75-1 team, 71 team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
And sneaky, I don't know if he's going to get another start because he started today, but Schwellenbach, dude, that kid's fucking awesome. He pitched 7 shutout, and for some reason, Snicker left him out there for the 8th. So he let up a leadoff double to start the 8th, and that started a 6-run rally for the Mets, where they took the lead in the first game, and then the Braves came back and took the lead, and then Lindor hit the fucking dinger. It was a roller coaster, but dude, Spencer Schwellenbach is incredible.
It converted shortstop too. Like we see on his Bowman first, he's at shortstop, and the dude just looks. I really did not think Strellenbach would have been like this, but the Braves have this niche of fucking really developing pitchers, and Strider, him, it looks.
Smith-Shawver, I love Smith-Shawver too.
AJ Smith-Shawver,
yeah.
All three look. The Braves are gonna be fucking dangerous next year when you have Acuna and Strider back, man. Sorry, Tom, but like Phillies, if they don't do it now, have fun doing it next year.
I already said it that realistically, primarily because of one player, and that's Real Muto. He's going into his 35 season next year, I think. So
Damn.
we're getting to the point where it's kind of the point of no return where these guys regress so much
Mhm.
that
Trey
it's not
Turner, Harper.
I'm fine with Turner and Harper. Like they still probably got 3 to 4 years left of being in their
Turner's,
I'd
got
say
5 years of prime.
Yeah. So, but like for JT, we have no backup catcher that is anywhere near the realm of him defensively. So
Phillies do have an issue of spending that money though, so that's not
that is
something I'm
true.
too worried about. And most likely will probably be someone in the One Soda sweepstakes in the offseason. So
Hopefully.
Listen, they don't need to spend more money. Jesus Christ. Rick, winners and losers in the hobby for the Mets Braves doubleheader today and the playoff implications.
Yeah, I mean, I think we touched on all the biggest guys here. The playoff implications are interesting because the Mets really are about as hot, other than the Astros, are about as hot as any team in baseball.
Tigers.
And I don't think the Brewers are really that. I mean, they played way above expectations. I think they're beatable. Yeah, Tom, I'd be scared if you have to face the Mets, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
For me right now, winners and losers from this doubleheader. Obviously, losers, you're gonna look at Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll's obviously having his little resurgence last third of the year. So obviously a big fucking smack in the face for him. Ketel Marte, another loser, obviously not getting his playoffs. Gallen, etc. But the biggest one I think you're going to see right now is Corbin Carroll get slapped around. If he would have made the playoffs, I think he could have really busted back into his price margin of last year. And that's a big one. I think obviously your big winner is Francisco Lindor. My God, dude, he's that guy. He really is. That's your big winner. And Luis Acuna is, I'm assuming, is only shooting up in price. Like just he has gone beyond. He was a guy that I was buying. I tried to buy in like spring training, early season. It was just really high, and then his stuff fell, and I doubted him because of how bad of a season he had in minors. And he came up and he fucking showed. So yeah, I mean, it's just really impressive for him. Luis Acuna looks really good, really good.
Yeah, and I know that Ronald Acuna is not in the lineup, but dude, still look at the Braves lineup, dude. I mean, it's superstar after superstar. Some of these guys didn't have the biggest years, right? Austin Riley's year was good, but not great. Matt Olson's year was good, not great. Albies broke his wrist, was out 6 weeks there, came back, hit a dinger today in game one. I mean, any one of these three guys could carry this lineup, or all three of them could carry this team to another World Series.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to share a screen real quick. Obviously, if you're listening on the old Spotify, we will explain it to you. Obviously, no big deal here. So we got the MLB postseason bracket, and we're going to talk obviously winners and losers of who we can predict is going to have a real nice boost going into this offseason, their card prices, and who will have a definitive price boost and their caliber of cards. And I mean, we're looking at the bracket right now. I mean, Tigers, Astros. This is going to be big for Tarek Skubal. Obviously, this is huge. If he could beat the Astros, I mean, I think you're going to see Tarek Skubal not only hit the pure upper echelon of pitchers, he's going to be to Strider level of last year. He's going to be all the way up there. I feel like people are still very down on Skubal with his card prices, and I think right now, I mean, I bought like a purple rookie Topps Chrome auto redemption sealed from 21 Topps Chrome. I think I bought it for like $40. Sold it for like 70. I think Rick was there with me. And there's no reason it should be that low.
No, this is a tough one though, dude. For especially for Skubal. I mean, he's got to go against Framber, who's fucking lights out. And again, the Astros, I think, are the winningest team since like mid-April.
Yeah, they did get another very slept on. We talk about all the time, Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker's a fucking stud, man. 2017 Topps Chrome. 2017 Topps Chrome, I believe.
Yeah, and let's not
That
forget
sounds about right.
who shows out every single October.
Jordan
Jordan
Alvarez.
Alvarez.
And I mean,
Who is the most underrated player in the hobby? It's not even close.
Yeah.
Granted, like we talk about, his Topps Chrome 2020 is the ugliest piece of shit fucking ever. It's trash.
Yeah.
But his Bowman Chrome rookie card with the RC is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about that. I had a green PSA 10 auto. I regret selling that thing so much. I love the old. I think it was, what was his Bowman first? 2020 or no, his Bowman Chrome rookie card 2020. 2020. Loved it. Bowman Chrome 2020 was so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Tom,
I mean,
what are you thinking?
it's like big winners, losers.
Yeah, for this series.
So, I mean, realistically, what's going to happen is more than likely is because the Astros are in the playoffs every single year. They obviously have the upper hand. Players like Bregman, Altuve, people like that. I mean, their prices are going to go up, but I mean, how much? Considering it's every single year they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the biggest boomers this series is still Tucker and Alvarez. It's got to be
because those are the guys you expect to be game.
Yeah.
But realistically, the Tigers kind of remind me of the Diamondbacks from last year, a team that nobody believes has a chance, but they have one of the best bullpens since what? Early August? So realistically, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Framber is either lights out or he gives up 600 runs.
Yeah. If the Tigers are going to win, the whole team is going to blow up. I think the whole team, they're so young. They're fun to watch. And guys like Parker Meadows, guys like Colt Keith, guys like Riley Green. I mean, there's so many guys on this team that are super fucking young who already are on the up and up in the hobby. And if they're going to beat the Stros, I think the whole team's going to have to blow up, which could be big implications for the prices in the hobby.
Yeah. So that's a great point. And one name specifically I really want to point out, we talk about him all the time, is Riley Green. If we see, Riley Green probably got a nice little price boost, and his stuff's probably getting a little more bought now that they made the playoffs. If we see the Tigers beat the Astros, are we going to see Riley Green hit not superstar status, but star status? Are we going to see a real premium on some Riley Green rookie autos?
He'll definitely be on the radar, especially going into next year.
Mm-hmm.
And in the offseason.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. And that is a 2023 Topps Chrome, Riley Green?
Yep.
2019 Bowman first.
2019 draft. Yeah, so he's in the class with Adley, Gunnar, Michael Harris, those guys.
Nice. And then obviously we see right past it the Guardians. We'll talk more about them. I mean, again, Jose Ramirez, superstar. Jose Ramirez. I'm thinking Lindor. Jose Ramirez, superstar. I think, there are big surprises. They always are. Josh Naylor is really slept on. He has zero hobby love. There's just absolutely none.
Bo's one of the best defensive catchers in the league. Yet you hear nothing about it. He has no offensive ability.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why for Bo. But Josh, 35 home runs, 34 home runs, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then people kind of hate him. Obviously, hobby love is not there because his Bowman first was a Marlin jersey.
Back in 2015, I think, right?
People don't probably give a shit. All right, we'll move on to the other side real quick. Mets Brewers. This is fucking huge, like we just said. Mets being Lindor, Luis Angel Acuna, big hobby love there. And then on the other side of the fucking ball, we have one of the biggest prospects in baseball. Not a really prospect anymore, but one of the still youngest players active in the MLB. We have Jackson Chourio, who had a fucking incredible season. Probably, again, one of those guys that would have one Rookie of the Year, if not for Paul Skeens. Him and Merrill are probably neck and neck. So, you saw Jackson Chourio's prices have definitely flown up since the beginning of the year because he struggled mightily and just he's gone off. If you're looking at this kid in 2 years, this is going to be a superstar caliber player. 19 years old, put 20 plus home runs this year. Looks phenomenal. Winners and losers right now. What's your guys' thoughts on the big names in this one?
The Brewers, right? I think they're their team honestly runs through William Contreras to me. He's the guy that really makes their offense go. I think he's their 3-hole hitter. He is who Churio and Garrett Mitchell or Selfrey, whoever hits at the top of order, they're table setters for William Contreras. Hoskins had a tough year. Adames is still a monster too. He had 30 homers, 30 plus doubles, 20
Tons
plus
of homers
steals.
from him, man. Still,
Yeah.
again, a guy
He's
you
super
never see
steady.
when you're at a
Yeah.
show. You never see. I mean, it's tough for us because when no one really carries baseball except for us, which really sucks. I wish we had more of a selection.
Yeah.
We kind of dominate that market around here. But
Yeah.
I mean, William Contreras, you never see. Like, it's just kind of shitty. I wish I could see more William Contreras rookie autos and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then on the Mets side, right? I mean, beyond Lindor and Acuna, I think I got like Francisco Alvarez, right?
Pete
He had
Alonso,
massive.
obviously.
Yeah. I'm thinking card, who has the biggest chance to explode card value wise.
I think Francisco Alvarez is a big one.
Yeah. And Mark Vientos, I think, is probably the other one if he has a huge series.
Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't mention him.
Yeah.
Dude, he came out of nowhere since his call up back to the majors. Just fucking went crazy. I was actually texting Sean the other day. I texted him at 11:30 at night. I go, "You were right." He goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I go, "Mark Vientos is good." I just can't believe how much this guy has gone off. And I think because of this playoff run, obviously it'll help Pete Alonso because he has been a star of the league for a while. And I really do. I mean, he still had an amazing season. I do actually think this will give the motivation back to Uncle Steve to bring Pete Alonso back to the Mets for next year, maybe further than that.
I mean, to add on to it, I feel like the Brewers, so kind of going against what Rick said earlier, I think the Brewers are also another chance of like a Diamondbacks type run because once again, their back half of the bullpen is one of the best in the league, Devin Williams. Well, and a good name that you forgot too is Bryce Terang's been on fire like the past month.
He's been like a stolen base king, right?
Yeah, and that's what kind of, I guess, fuels an offense, especially in playoff time. So
he might be the best defensive second baseman in baseball too. He's incredible in the field.
Exactly. So I do think that the Brewers have a really good chance of possibly sweeping the Mets because Mets pitching is, I mean, they're good, but how much do you trust Luis Severino? Is he pitching? Did he pitch today, or is he pitching tomorrow?
Yeah, he pitched today.
So, all right, so he's going to be out of that series probably, unless it's Game 3. But I just don't.
Today. Miguel and then Lucchesi pitched today.
Yeah, so he was supposed to pitch the second game if needed.
So I'm assuming once they won the first game, they're like, "Fuck it, we're not going to let."
Correct. So he'll pitch probably Game 1.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, I don't know. Mets rely heavily on their offense. Edwin Diaz hasn't looked great recently. Gave up another 2 runs today. So honestly, I think the Brewers end up winning this series, but there is, because of the way Lindor's been playing lately.
Yeah, I mean, I got the weird feeling that the Mets actually might take this series and go to the Phillies next in the bye, which we're going to talk about the Phillies in just a minute. And I mean, they're going to put on a good show. I think the Mets can have a Cinderella story and actually win this whole fucking thing because of how hot Lindor is.
The other thing to keep in mind here too is how the wild card series is all 3 games, if necessary, are all at the home team. They don't travel, so that is another factor for the lower seeds here, that they have to play potentially 2 or 3 consecutive road games.
Yeah. And then for Phillies, obviously, Tom. I mean, this is all you. This is your crew right here.
Yes, sir.
Who do we truly see benefit in this lineup for the hobby? Like, who are we going to see maybe take that big leap? Kind of how Trey Turner during the World Baseball Classic took that monster fucking leap in the hobby. Who are we going to see? Do you think take this monster leap and be such a big name?
So I mean, the easy choice is year in and year out is Bryce Harper. His prices are already pretty high up there, but every playoff time he becomes the most clutch player in the entire MLB. But I mean, if you're trying to more so look at younger guys, I think hitting wise, you're definitely going to want to look at Brandon Marsh, who's killing. I think he's hitting righties at like a 270, 280 clip. So
I hate him.
well, you can hate him, whatever. He's he's slowly becoming what everybody thought he was going to be. That 280 hitter, maybe 15 to 20 bombs with the Angels. Bryson Stott's been struggling lately, so I don't think he's more of a name you want to watch, but definitely Bohm. Did he end up leading the league in doubles?
No, because he was hurt, I think.
What is?
I think because Bowman he got hurt for a bit. I don't think he got it.
When he came back, he was still the league leader too. So I don't know.
I mean, that's a big name for me too. Is again Alec Bohm, 2021 Topps Chrome guy.
And pitching wise, last one would be Ryan Kirkering. Granted, his stuff is kind of already like more expensive for a reliever that's not a closer.
Yeah,
you're looking at like $10-15 for just a chrome base. But at the same time, there could be a possibility where they rely on him in a high leverage situation and not Strahm, not Hoffman, not Alvarado. Alvarado's going to end up being the guy that I can guarantee you we see the least amount of in the playoffs.
So I want to mention, keep on the topic of Alec Bohm, 2021 Topps Chrome guy. I feel like him and Screwball are really carrying that product now. Obviously, we talk about how shitty it always been, and I feel like it's kind of slowly creeping its way up. I know we had that little boom with Jared Kelenic last year, and he had that big fucking jump and was coming back, and now he's irrelevant again. But Alec Bohm, I think we're really starting to see his rookie autos and stuff be premium. Pushing $100+ just for base. I would assume by now in a PSA 10. They gotta be
10 homers. Oh, PSA 10, 100%. But he doesn't carry a lot of homers with him, which kind of
it does hurt him. But I feel like now that he's got the shift to first base, also I feel like he actually is getting some real spotlight, in my opinion. I know Rick has, a little bit about Alec Bohm too. I feel like we kind of always look at him here and there. Also, you never see it, which is weird because so many people fucking rip Topps Chrome 21 during COVID. But I actually like Alec Bohm. I think if they win it, he could have a real boost.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably the most important guy in that lineup, to be honest with you. You know what you're going to get from everybody else, and if he can do what he did in the regular season, I think he's kind of the key to their run.
Completely agree.
Yeah. Yeah. And is this for Bryce Harper? Is this at a point in his career where it's like, do you become the winner if they lose? Does this hurt his career more than it would him winning if they don't win the whole thing this year?
I kind of think baseball is one of the sports that you can kind of shy away from not having really rings tarnishes your legacy in a way. A lot more than other sports.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brady has, 6 rings? But do you really look at Brady the same way if he has 2, 1?
No. Yeah, that's a good point. I actually agree with that too. Just like Goldschmidt. I feel like he has so much respect because he's been consistent for so long. I think baseball value and why a lot of guys become so valuable, like Machado. I know he was good. Machado was a superstar, has somewhat fizzled out, but it's because he's been so good for so long. 10+ years of being an all-star probably. I think that's where value comes into play. And people are like, why isn't this guy good? He's a really good player. Like Brent Rooker. Like, why isn't Brent Rooker good? It's because he's done it for 2 years. If Brent Rooker does this for another 3-4 years, I think we're going to see Brent Rooker be a fucking superstar. And you're going to be like, this guy's fucking elite, But it's more of like a longevity thing. So, all right. Now back down to the left. KC Orioles. Obviously, there's one big fucking monster name, 2 actually, that we're going to look at here. And the 2 names are obviously the biggest winners that could happen are Bobby Wood Jr., probably one of the highest prices in all the hobby. And if he wins the whole thing, it's a big fat paycheck in my pocket. And I'll probably sell that car for $10,000. And then you got Gunnar Henderson on the other side of the field. What do you guys think? Who's winning this one?
That's a tough one, man. This might be the hardest. This might be the hardest first round matchup on paper to me. I mean, Orioles are obviously talent-wise, top to bottom, better. There's no doubt about that, but they're playing pretty shitty down the stretch here.
Yeah.
And the Royals are about as exciting as a team as there is.
I just can't believe how good the Royals really are playing right now. And have played all
yeah.
year.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look down their lineup, it's a bunch of just fucking retreads, dude. They got Tommy Pham hit to the top of their order. They got Hunter Renfroe in their lineup. Yuli Gurley. They got just these guys. Like, how are they doing this?
MJ Melendez.
MJ
Yeah.
Melendez, Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah, Garrett Hampson.
Dude, there's so many former top prospects. Like God, what the hell's his name? In like
Lucas Erceg, the failed outfielder that's now their closer.
He's a dog. Lucas Erceg's a dog. But like Michael Massey, former top prospects.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real surprise, but I mean, Cole Reagan's like.
Dude, so I mean, awesome. I feel like there's one thing we can all agree with this series is that it's going to be the offense that wins that series because both bullpens are abysmal. Dominguez has been horrible once he got traded. Cano's been completely lackluster of what we thought he was going to be this year. Kimbrel got designated.
Kimbrel was so bad he got cut.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that.
Royals are basically left with the failed outfielder as their closer. Chris Bubich is now a long reliever for him / high leverage guy. Both of their bullpens are just huge question marks if all it takes is one of them to step up and the offense. Like you said, Orioles have been very lackluster in the fact that Adley didn't even hit 25 homers like everybody thought was going to be.
Easy down here. Yeah.
I will say though, like as far as the hobby is concerned, the Orioles clearly have the biggest breakout stars. Witt is the superstar among superstars here, but you've got Gunnar, you've got Adley, you've got Kauser, you've got Westberg, you got Holiday. They have a laundry list of guys who all could absolutely explode and just skyrocket to the fucking moon.
Yeah. On this playoff picture, the biggest team benefits overall in the hobby to rise is clearly the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, it's like Rick, that's nail on the fucking head. Like Kauser, Westberg, Holiday, Henderson. I mean, even Santander to like really cement his fucking status as being a star. I mean, there's so much to gain in the hobby for the Orioles compared to the Royals. Royals probably have the highest ceiling for player, which is Bobby Witt, which is already probably the second highest in all of the hobby for baseball. Bobby Witt is second to Shohei, and maybe third. No, I would say second, and then third is probably Paul Skeens. Yeah. But I mean, it's hard to fuck. This is going to be a big series for the hobby. Big, big, big series. And then follow up to the Yanks. You have another one, Aaron Judge, who's going to be absolutely fucking huge.
Yankees are one of those teams that I think can easily be bounced to. You neutralize Judge, they're not the same team.
No, they're not. I mean, Juan Soto is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah. No, obviously. But Cole's kind of been a shell of his former self, coming off an injury.
Yeah, Garrett Cole sucks. I mean, actually, a really big name for the Yankees to come up is Jason Dominguez.
Austin Wells, too.
And Austin Wells, another Rookie of the Year candidate.
Yeah, I mean, Jazz Chisholm. Let's not sleep on Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah.
That's another 21 Topps Chrome guy. I mean, it's definitely not. I mean,
roster.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And he very well might make the playoff roster.
1 week wonder.
Squad guy.
Dude was a 1 week wonder. I'm actually gonna give it to KC on this one. I'm gonna give it to KC. Just I like the underdog, and I think that the Royals have played so good, and Bobby Witt is so scary when he comes up to the plate and is so dynamic. It's like you have a combination of so many players. Like you have like the craziness and like boldness of Jarren Duran and his legs. You got the power of fucking Gunnar Henderson. You got the glove of him because he's one of the best fielders in the league. There's so much in Bobby Witt, and it's just scary when he comes to the plate. So back to the right now. We got another huge playoff round here. We got the Braves versus the Padres. And I'm actually going to give a big someone that can actually turn around their hobby success, who can turn around something that they dug themselves in a hole to flip the script, and it's a clear Fernando Tatis Jr. Fernando Tatis, we've seen, was the biggest player in the hobby at one point. Just unbuyable, so fucking expensive, and has fallen from grace because of the steroid thing. But I think this is a real shot for him to come back and put his name back on the spotlight.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, obviously, going against, again, on paper, one of the better rosters in the playoffs, and it's going to take some serious offense to get past the Braves pitching staff. Like that's still probably their strongest suit is their starting pitching.
Snicker did say today that he highly doubts Sale pitches in that series.
Wow, damn. Well, maybe not. Maybe that just foiled my entire theory. I know he got scratched today in case they needed him. It was kind of a mystery. So it would be hard to get past Fried, Sale, and then whoever they want to start in Game 3 could be a bunch of guys that are all tough.
Smith Shawver,
Uncle Charlie.
Yeah.
Grant Holmes pitched lights out today too.
Pitched great too. Yeah, dude. I mean, the pitching staff's awesome.
I feel like this is also a nice.
But
this is also a nice thing to give Manny Machado another back in the spotlight playoff series. He said, "Hey, I'm still fucking here." Still one of the biggest names in baseball, Manny Machado. I feel like he hasn't been as big, less controversy, I guess. But another name for him to step out and be like, "Hey, I'm here." And we obviously can't forget about who could be Rookie of the Year, Jackson Merrill. What a year for this kid. 20 plus homers at such a young age. Such a big name, big boy, crushes the ball, great fielder. I think he's just a stud, and obviously one of the biggest names in this whole playoff picture.
Oh yeah. As far as value goes and the rise of this season, beyond Skeens, he's probably the next guy that comes to mind. Churio, maybe Holiday's cards are still way up there, but I think Merrill's value and rise and his impact in this playoffs could be huge.
Yeah, I think he could probably be a top 10 player in the hobby if they make a nice push into the playoffs here.
Definitely.
I don't really think that's bold.
Another name to watch too is definitely Michael King. He goes out there and pitches 7 scoreless against the Braves. They move on, does the same thing against the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, who do they start in these 3 games? The Padres.
Yeah, it's
Musgrove, Michael King, and then
what about you got Darvish and Cease? One of those guys has got to come out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up being Darvish. He was out for a month and a half with personal issues.
Probably quite fresh. So
I think it's going to end up being Cease, Musgrove, and King. In my own personal opinion, that's the way I would. That's going
to be a phenomenal series.
Yeah, just bring the knuckleballer out of the pen. Give Waldron.
He's been getting slapped around the yard.
Not MLB The Show.
Yeah,
dude, MLB The Show is fucking filthy.
Yeah, you can't hit him. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we got them moving against the Dodgers. Shohei, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. I actually, because I am a Mookie Betts Bowman First Auto owner. Flex, what up? I think this is actually huge for Mookie Betts if he wins the World Series. That card's gonna fucking explode. He's gonna get that card was like $1,000 card, like maybe like a month, maybe 3 months ago. Actually, it has gone down to like 800. But I think if he does that, it's gonna fucking obviously gonna tank way past the $1,000 mark and explode. Ohtani rookie chrome autos are already up to like 300 in a PSA 10. I mean, there's not really much to say more. I mean, this team's going to be huge if they win the whole thing. I mean, I think Kershaw stuff will go up. It's going to be big. If I actually obviously I showed you guys I acquired a Bowman Chrome rookie Kershaw PSA 10, and I don't think he's actually going to play in the playoffs. But again, if they win the World Series, the card will still probably fly up for Dodgers fans.
So the one thing that
now,
worries
what do you
about the
think?
Dodgers, I do agree that if Mookie Betts is tough hitting to watch, like price wise. But the one thing that scares me that whatever team they face, I don't know if you guys saw they already announced their 3-man rotation, and it's Flaherty, Yamamoto, and I would assume if it's Game 3, it's Landon Knack. So
Jeez.
yeah, that scares me to if you like rely on Landon Knack to face a Braves or Padres lineup in a decisive Game 3.
It's not great.
A toss-up. It really is. We've seen with the Dodgers, a lot of them don't show up in the playoffs year in and year out. And honestly, I do think that could be an easy upset. One of the biggest.
Yeah. One thing I can say is that I don't know what the Dodgers training staff does, but they just kind of fucking ruin people. Like Paxton last year. Then you had Glasnow, Yamamoto. Did you actually see what happened to Glasnow, apparently?
I know he's like, they're saying it's worse than what they initially thought.
So apparently when he got hurt, he like cleaned out his locker and left.
I mean, do you see what they did with Bueller? Bobby Miller is another one.
They ruined Walker Bueller.
Grove was hurt. His shoulder's banged up.
But like, can we remember Walker Bueller was one of the best arms in the league at one point?
Yeah.
And then like they just like
Tommy
he's
John.
nothing. Bro, he's like nothing now.
They
ruined him.
Tommy John. That's they're kind of crediting it to that. But I mean, how many guys now have 2 Tommy John surgeries and they're still a top at least 50 pitcher in the league?
I think Justin Verlander has had 5 Tommy John surgeries.
I don't think it's that much, but
they should call it Justin Verlander surgery.
But I mean, look at the prime example is Bobby Miller, though, out of that team. Dude was one of the best rookies last year. Comes out and finishes the year with almost an 8 ERA with like a 7 walks per 9. How does one person regress that much?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with him, dude. It's just the Dodgers. Gavin Lux, fucking who's the fucking carrot top fuck? What the hell is his name?
Dustin May.
That's it. Like, what did the Dodgers do to the pitchers? Like,
Alex Guerrero. Remember that name?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck. They just ruin guys.
Yep, I agree.
I don't know. But now that we went through every kind of scenario, who are we picking? Everyone wants to know. I'm going to give you a quick thing. Here we go. Who's going to win the World Series? Who is going to have the biggest hobby impact from this year's postseason? And who is going to be your MVP of the postseason? Tom, you lead it off here, buddy.
Right. So realistically, and as much as I hate to say it, I think the AL is once again going to be the Astros. It's far and none the team that has the most playoff experience, aka people at every at bat. They're probably the only team that their heartbeat isn't going 100 miles a minute with being down to the last 3 outs. So I think that thoroughly helps them. And like I said, I know the Tigers are going to be.
They know what's coming.
The Tigers are going to be cardiac kids, always a chance but I don't think that they take the series from them. Same with the Guardians. I don't think the Guardians has enough pitching to beat the Astros. So I do believe the Astros make it out of the AL. I know. I mean, I don't want to sound like a homer because it's my team, but I do think that if the Phillies are going to do it, it's going to end up being this year, riding Wheeler, Nola, and I'm assuming they're going to end up going Christopher Sanchez as their 3 because he's been the hot hand out of the rest of them. I want to say the Phillies, so I'm going to say the Phillies end up winning it all. I think it's going to end up being, like you said, Bohm, the daycare that they call it, Bohm, Marsh, and Stott. I'm going to end up carrying them along with obviously Wheeler, one of the Cy Young candidates. Nola giving you 7 innings. And then this is the best bullpen the Phillies have had in the past 3 years. And they've made deep playoff runs every single year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with hobby love wise, I think it's the easy case for age wise is going to end up being Bohm. I think as a whole, it's going to still be Harper
Mm-hmm.
because that team just plays through Harper.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, are you going to see? Are we going to see Harper? I mean, already rookie autos. I mean, raw go for what 300-400 in a paper. I mean, are we going to see this? Are we going to see if Harper wins if they win the World Series, Harper gets MVP, everything goes on the tear. Are we going to see Harper rookies be just non-autos? Are we going to see these things surpass $100?
Depending on
Are they
product.
going to be? Are we going to see rookie autos be unobtainable? Like Shohei autos?
I'm going to say aren't they kind of unattainable right now? I don't think he signed that much when he was. Does he even have a Bowman technical Bowman first? I know he's got
Not a Bowman first, but
It's the
it's
USA
like
one, right?
yes, and then he has another. I think he has a Nationals one.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're scarce, but they're obtainable.
Right. So yeah,
All right.
that would be my choice. I don't want to be the homer,
Rick. I'm not far behind you there. I'm not far. Rick, your turn.
All right. I mean, there wasn't a single 100 win team this year in the bigs. So I'm gonna start by saying that I think this is could be a more wide open, could be more upset driven playoffs than in years past.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna go with the Dodgers on the NL side. Their offense, their superstar power, it's too fucking good. I don't care if they don't have a third starter. Their top two are good enough. Their team, their offense can hit with everybody. On the AL side, I'm gonna pick a sleeper. I'm gonna go with the Guardians. I think J-Ram can lead this team. I think the impact bat, I'm going to go with the impact bat that I think could carry them. And it's for very selfish reasons. It's my boy Manzo. I think if they're going to win, they're going to have to win with power.
Yeah.
And I want Kyle Manzardo to go fucking off in this playoffs, dude. They've got Noel. They've got Manzo. So they got some big pop in this
Naylor,
lineup.
yeah.
Naylor, yeah. And I think Manzo, if they're going to make it far, is going to have to be a key contributor to making this happen. If they get there, I still think the Dodgers are going to win it all. So my MVP, I'm actually going to pick a little bit down in the order. I'm going to go Teoscar Hernandez for the MVP.
Love that.
He's been very slept on this year.
Yeah.
And he has no hobby love at all. None.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, damn. Are you doing both? Who's your biggest gainer for the postseason?
My biggest gainer is for the entire postseason. I think obviously Manzo, if anything what I just said comes remotely true, I think Manzardo has a big shot here.
I love that, man. I love that. I remember when we were looking like maybe a year ago. You know, Manzardo was also a big name. Has fallen off. I think I think Manzardo kind of fell in like the Samuel Basallo like range of like how much hype he had. And he kind of fell off when he got his first call up. And then he got the call up again and has absolutely fucking raked. I mean, I remember his first home run. Me and you looked at each other, we're like, holy fucking shit.
Then he had another one like 20 minutes later. It's awesome.
Yeah, I called you. We were at David Adams. I go, he hit it. You're like, what? He hit another one. Yeah, I mean, he looks great. It was like, I think he had 4 home runs since his call up. He looked fucking awesome. So I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess it's my turn. Oh Lord, I from listening to your guys, I really wanted to go one way and I kept changing my mind. My ALC, I'll just go with my ALCS. I do think it's actually going to be. I think Tigers, Astros go ahead. I think the Guardians beat the Astros. I really do. It's hard because the Guardians pitching, but I think their hitting is fucking awesome.
So
and I think they're going to be.
How you said, like, who do the Guardians bring out with potentially 3? Well, that's 5, right? So potentially 5.
Best of 5. Yeah. You got to have at least 3 starters minimum.
Right. So
probably 4. Who
do they bring out?
Yeah, Bibby, Lively. Fuck.
Exactly.
Gavin Williams, I guess. I don't know,
Show
man.
Kenzie Noel on the hill.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
rough. Like I said, they got to hit a shitload of home runs.
Exactly.
But then again, hey, we
But you
got
get to the
we got to
bullpen,
think
dude.
about
And their
it.
bullpen's solid, and then you end with
Which-
Class A. So
that might end up
You have
being
the best closer
game
in the
three.
league. You have the best
Yeah.
closer in the league. And
Yeah.
that dude will pitch fucking. He has a 101 mile per hour cutter. I don't want to talk shit. This dude's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, I think they just have more power hitters and kind of that excitement than the Astros at this point. I think the Guardians can make a push. I think big winners for them, Noel, fucking fucking Mr. Christmas and Manzardo. Naylor might fucking take the jump, and Jose Ramirez is an absolute fucking superstar.
And huge that they're the 2 seed here and they get home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I think like being at the Jake or Progressive, like I think that's a massive, massive win for them in the series. And just hopefully somebody knocks off the Yankees.
Yeah. On the other side of the ball, you got KC and Baltimore. I said KC at first, but when you really look at it, the Orioles have played like shit. I just think that team has so much more talent than KC. I when the big lights come and they got the home field advantage in the 3-game, I just got to give it to Baltimore. It's hard not to. There's so many good players in that lineup. The issue is that I'm worried that Baltimore's going to try to give some like Holiday too much opportunity. Be like, all right, we're throwing him in a playoff lineup. We're going to give him the fucking big lights, and the dude's going to go over 4 in 2 out of fucking 3 games, and it's going to come in big spots. It's going to. I hope that doesn't happen, but again, it is what it is. We'll move on though. I think the Orioles are going to take it. They're going to beat the Yankees. I think they're going to kick the shit out of the Yankees. I think the Yankees in the spotlight is going to fall off. I really do. I think the Orioles will push on. It sucks. Sorry. I hate the Yankees, but it is what it is. I think the Guardians are going to beat the Orioles again. Rick's fucking fired up. He's fired up. I just think there's just so much fucking talent in that lineup, and I think they're going to push past again. Again, it's hard to beat the Orioles and stuff, but I think the Guardians going to push up and do it. Cinderella story. Joe Ram's going to carry them in, and they'll make it all the way. And then we're going to go to the other side. We're going to go Mets, Brewers. I actually think the Mets are going to push through the Brewers. I know the Brewers have been hot this year, and Churio's great and so much of the lineup, but I believe they don't have Yelich. I think Brewers don't have Yelich anymore. He's got the back surgery. Yep. I think the Mets will breeze by. He got Mets Phillies, and I actually think the Mets are going to kind of pull it out again. I really do. I'm sorry. The Lindor and Alonso, I feel like are going to.
It's okay.
Lindor and Alonso, man, I just feel like they're going to fucking do it, and I think they're going to push through. It's tough. Philly's a fucking great team, but I just got the faint feeling of the Mets. I don't know why. Then we got Braves, Padres. I'm going to give it to the Pods. I think the Braves are just they're hurting too bad. They just squeaked in, and they're hurting again. And I think the Braves or the Padres are going to come in full force. Tatis is going to fucking go off. And then I think the Dodgers are going to beat the Padres. I think they're going to smack them the fuck down. I know the pitching is tough, but again, it's a 5-game series. You throw out 2 beasts. Third guy sucks. Do it all over again. I think that's just is what it is. Mets, Dodgers. I think this is when it comes to pitching, and I actually think the Mets actually got the depth for pitching more than the Dodgers a little bit. And I'm actually going to give it to the Mets again. I think it's going to be a Mets-Guardians World Series. I think it's going to be Mets-Guardians World Series. Maybe this is wishful thinking, and I think the Mets take it. I think
Holy
the
shit,
Mets take it.
Bombshell, dude! I told you, no 100-win teams, man.
I'm sorry. I just think it's going to be a throw up, and the Mets really have that momentum. And Lindor, dude, you're seeing him the swing. It's fucking fireworks, man. And Pete Alonso's going to go in the homers. I'm not a Mets guy, but I mean, they finally got to squeak into the playoffs, and Frank the Tank's going to be all fucking jazzed up about it. He's not going to be biting a stupid fucking necklace for freaking out. I think we're going to see the Mets take it. My big winner, clearly, I think MVP is going to be Francisco Lindor. I think we're going to see Francisco Lindor rise into superstar status. Maybe in a week, honestly, you guys may call me a fucking idiot because they're going to lose in the fucking wild card. But I think Lindor's going to jump into wild card status, and I think our biggest riser from the World Series is actually going to be Jackson Holiday. I think when they make it to the ALCS, he's actually going to have a really fucking solid playoff run with them and show off in some big spots. People are going to freak the fuck out, and his stuff's going to fly. Because I mean, in my opinion, the only other two bigger risers would be Merrill and Churio. And I really wanted to go Churio, but if they get knocked out in the wild card, it's pretty much it for that. So and that's it for me. What do you think?
I think
Bombshell,
it's
dude.
asinine. Thinking the Mets.
Well,
So my biggest disagreement with you saying the Mets are going that far is there's no left-handed pitching anywhere within there, which is what Pete Alonso feasts on. Pete Alonso is probably going to be very suppressed throughout. And I might look stupid a couple days down the road. Who knows? But
me too.
Freddie Peralta, he's going to have his way with Pete Alonso. I'm sorry.
Who do the Mets go to in a game 3? Right? So you start
Tyler McGill.
You start Manaea.
McGill's been lights out, so you have to, I feel.
Tyler McGill.
But who's
Tyler? It's not Tyler. It's Tyler.
Severino, the Manaea, right? And then,
then
you got Quintana, Peterson, or McGill.
Phillies absolutely obliterated Manaea last year for the Padres.
But so that's it for the World Series. Now we're gonna move on real quick because we're already over an hour. We can cut it off. We did so much content. We can cut it off early tonight because I'm fucking tired. So we got our World Series predictions. I have Mets. Rick, you have Guardians. Tom, you're a fucking bitch.
I have Dodgers.
Oh, you have Dodgers. Sorry, I'll bring it back. I got Mets. You have Dodgers. Tom, of course, has the Phillies. You pussy.
Ride or die.
I mean, I couldn't go Phillies with you in here. If you weren't in here, I'd go Phillies. So let's talk Cy Young's, Rookie of the Years, and our MVPs. So I'm gonna go. I'll fucking shoot it out here real quick. I'm gonna go Cy Young, obviously. AL, our Triple Crown winner, Tarek Skubal. Not hard. NL, I'm going Chris Sale. Breaks my heart, but the dude had a phenomenal fucking season, and I'm disgusted by it. But as a Sox fan, how can you not when Vaughn Grissom was the worst player in the minors this year?
And majors.
He had a hot. He actually got called up. He actually played pretty well his last 4 games. So we got Cy Young, we got Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year. I hate it. I really wish it was Willier if he can stay consistent. I think it's going to be Colton Cowser. I think he his 24th home run the other day. It's hard not to give Rookie of the Year to someone who hit 24 bombs. That's incredible, even with the injury and everything. Hard not to. I know it's going to be the same for everyone. So I'm going opposite. I'm going Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill. I mean, dude's 20 years old, hit 20-something home runs. I think he hit 275. And he played all season. He was on the opening day roster and killed it since fucking Korea. I think he has the longevity versus Skeens. I'm going to take Jackson Merrill. And for MVP, it's not hard. It's Judge and Ohtani. It's going to be the same fucking everywhere. It's not a secret. They both fucking amazing, phenomenal seasons. Until about a month ago, I was at Bobby Witt Jr. when Aaron Judge was on that cold streak, and then he just went fucking on a tear again. And Ohtani had the legendary season. So that's it for me. Rick, give it.
Yep. Cy Young, Skubal pitching Triple Crown. Unreal. That's a surefire slam dunk. I think the NL Cy Young's closer than it seems, right? I mean, sales numbers jump off the page, but Wheeler has done some incredible stuff in terms of quality starts with.
I mean, you also can't rule out Skeens. I mean, you can't. It's hard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it's at this point, just with the longevity over the course of the season, it's a Sale Wheeler toss up. I lean Sale. I hope it's Sale. He's been incredible. Rookie of the year. I'm on the opposite coin as you. I think it's definitely Skeens. I don't want to take anything away from Merrill. He's been fucking incredible. I think he will be a superstar if he's not already. His cards are deservedly so in the absolute stratosphere right now. I traded you the only base I ever had in like April when it was worth $50 and been crying about it since.
I think I sold it for 80.
God damn, dude, we're both down.
So whoever thought?
Yeah. But again, nothing to take away anything from Merrill, but to me, it's absolutely Skeens. It's we saw a historic run season from him with all the pressure from the most amount of hype, and he delivered basically start in, start out, sub-2 ERA.
To make a point, we also thought Robert Hassel was going to be better than Jackson Merrill at one point. So
don't say we. Don't you dare say we.
So we is me.
So yeah, I'm going Skeens. On the AL side, you know what? I'm gonna go away from Cowser. He's probably the betting favorite. He will likely win it. I still think, even though we got a Blue Raiders last start, no, I think it's Luis Hill. I wanted Willier. You know, I wanted Willier as much as the next guy, but I think what Hill did for the Yanks, I mean, to deliver as consistently as he did, he had a 189 batting average against. He had in historic proportions, starts with like 2 hits or less, starts with 1 or 2 runs or less. I think his season is getting overlooked, as well as him largely in the hobby. He had a big jump this year, but he's been largely overlooked in the hobby. And MVP, as much as I want Lindor and Bobby Witt to win it, I think it's clearly Shohei and Judge.
In an alternate universe where those two don't exist, it's going to be Bobby and Lindor.
Yeah.
Or honorable mention Ketel Marte.
Yes. Very true.
Tom?
So, I think kind of a lot of those are locked up. Like you guys said, Scooble for sure. Cy Young, kind of hard to shy away from anybody else when you win a Triple Crown. MVP, I also think Judge. And then Rookie of the Year, I'm actually going to go with Rick and Sahil, primarily because, like he said, the run that he was on from, April to August was one of the best that we've seen as a rookie pitcher. 15 wins, a mid-3s ERA. And
I'm shaking. You can't see me. I'm shaking my head.
The biggest knock on Cowser is going to be his batting average. That's going to be what makes it great.
The biggest knock on Hill is that he fucking sucked for the second half of the season.
Okay, and Cowser finished with under a 250 batting average.
Well, he hit 20-something home runs, so.
But anyways, I do think Hill as a whole and
Zach Keeloff hit 20 home runs.
Is
hey, don't you badmouth our boy.
But yeah, it's definitely probably more productive to a team than I think Cowser, because Cowser had, like you said, had Adley, had all these other young guys around him. Gunnar having basically a close to MVP season if Judge wasn't around. Same with Soto. Going into the NL-wise, kind of hard to say. It's not Shohei Ohtani for MVP as much as he's not the best player to ever play the baseball. And 40-70 is just as impressive as 50-50. He is the MVP. Sale beating out Wheeler. As much as I like the Phillies, I think Sale is having definitely the better year. And then I'm going to say Skeens as Rookie of the Year. Primarily, once again, sub-2 ERA, which I don't know if that's ever been done with the amount of innings that he's pitched as a rookie, strikeout-wise. Far none, probably one of the best pitching prospects that's panned out since, Strasburg. And even then, he might be better than Strasburg was his.
Yeah, I think he is.
So, kind of hard to not give him that award.
It's just I agree too. I feel like he is the most refined, but also I feel like we're seeing, again, these college pitchers come out and just be so refined, talented. I think the college pitching is the way to go when drafting pitching. You get them sooner, they're more refined, less risk, and they're ready to go right away. You don't have to build them up to that 100 inning stretch. I just think that's the way to go. But before we get going, I got 2 more things I want to talk about. Number 1, I want to talk about Wyatt Langford's September. Did you guys see how good he was in September?
I know he was doing very well.
He hit 305 with 8 home runs, 20 RBIs, 6 stolen bases. That's like fucking insane.
What that lineup the RBIs can always be inflated.
Yeah, but I mean, home runs and 6 stolen bases. I mean, dude, like if you spread that across the season, the dude is like, he's potentially a 40 home run hitter. This is everything they wanted and hoped for out of him. Like this is crazy. And I think his stuff out of this rookie class for like hitters, I think his stuff has flown out to like maybe number 3, like for popularity. I mean, dude's looking great, just phenomenal in that last year. And then I actually got some alerts. They were doing the MILB awards tonight. I actually just got some.
Yeah, right.
So we actually got the defensive player of the year for the minors. And it actually goes to number 4 prospect of the Rays, Carson Williams. So that's pretty cool. I know you like him, Rick. I think I'm a little worried about his offensive numbers for me, but he has a big talent.
I'm worried he's fucking Ray.
Very true. Very true. Hopefully he doesn't do weird things because Ray's all up and doing weird things. And then the breakout player of the year for the minors is clearly no fucking surprise. It's Christian Campbell.
Christian.
Fucking Red Sox starting second baseman next year. Please, fucking God. Please. But that'll wrap it up for episode 24. Our big postseason predictions. As always, boys, glad to have you. And I hope you enjoyed episode 24. We'll see you guys later.
Peace, guys.